So hello everyone, I am Arnab, I go by the pronouns he, him, his, and I am a queer artist activist.
Hi, my name is Oliver and I'm a trans guy who is currently traveling through India. Apart from visiting Agra and Jaipur, climbing forts and visiting monuments, I'm also here to meet a bunch of cool queer people who have agreed to share their stories with me and my camera.
So yeah, my name is Arnab and I go by the pronouns he, him, his. I am right now a student in Delhi University in second year and pursuing philosophy honors. I identify myself as a gay, cis male.
Arnab has chosen to speak about the queer activism he's doing at his college.
My activism started in college itself, like in first year it started. Before that I was into politics and I was into activism, but I was not so much into it. Once there was a gender sensitization session conducted by gender sensitization committee, so called, and in the committee what they said was that queers are not normal. So I decided that now it's time to speak up, because if now I will just be quiet and I'll just say okay, whatever you were saying, it's accepted, it's not accepted, I'm just keeping quiet, I am not saying anything, then it's injustice not only to me, it's injustice to others. Because when I am present over there, at least I should raise the voice against something which I know is wrong. I can't just expect that okay, something is being wrong, someone else will do it. I can't expect that thing and just being in a euphoric world that okay, someone else will raise voice for me. No, if something injustice is happening with me, quick, and I should raise the voice, and that's what I did. And from that point of time, that's how I stepped into the activism, say, in college activism. Other than activism, I am also a student, I'll rather say, and I am also into fine arts, fashion, and also into exploring stuff.
Arnab has been very vocal in demanding gender-neutral toilets at his college.
See, in government institutions, there needs to be and there should be gender-neutral washrooms for non-binary folks and transgender folks. In our college, that is Delhi College Morning, there is no such facility provided. The basic infrastructure is not so good. Now the problem is that since the basic facility is not so good, so I demanded for gender-neutral washrooms within the college campus. At least one which will be accessible for transgender folks and queer folks and also those who consider themselves non-binary. After I demanded it, the college just called me up and told me that.
Here followed 10 minutes of Arnab arguing with two security guards who didn't let us film with my tripod. After trying to convince them that we wouldn't cause any harm to the monument, we gave up and put the tripod in my bag. So during the rest of the interview, I was holding the camera in my hands.
Regarding the gender-neutral washrooms, gender-neutral washrooms are a basic necessity which is necessary for transgender folks, non-binary folks, and anyone who is not comfortable within that male washroom and female washroom. Even I am not comfortable going into a male washroom accordingly. I want gender-neutral spaces which is safe, which is inclusive in every sort of nature. Now the problem was that in government institutions, after the Transgender Rights Protection Act of 2019, it was said that gender-neutral washrooms should be kept in at least in government institution or establishment. So after that I requested and I presented a memorandum to the college authorities that in college we lack basic infrastructure, and basic infrastructure in a sense that we need gender neutral washrooms. That's a basic necessity. You can't stop someone from going to the washroom. That's something which is inhuman in nature. So I asked the college that we need this. What I got in return was that the college authorities just called me up on that particular day. So after around 2 hours of submitting the memorandum, I got a call from the principal office, and the principal office told that a committee has been instituted against you to see whatever you have written in the memorandum. There will be a proper initiation by the gender sensitizing committee headed by Professor Samta Goel, and accordingly you will get to know what happened. So tomorrow you have to report by this time. So I next day just reported by that point of time in the college, in that particular place, and from the college they also told that you need to bring someone who also supports this. According to college, there is no queers present in the college. Alright. So after that we went. For the first thing which they said was that why we understand the need for gender neutral washroom, but I don't think there is places in the college. Whenever there will be a new building, whenever we open a new building, we will think about it. They said that there is no spaces in the old building. I said that there are 2 to 4 teachers washroom in one single place. What is the need? Change one into gender neutral washroom. They're like, that can't be done. I'm like, why? They're like, no, that can't be done. You know, there are teachers washroom. You can't do that. Blah blah. In the meeting, I also said that there is a queer space, there is a queer affirmative. Make it officialized. Let the college recognize it. And the problem with queer spaces in Delhi University is that most of the queer spaces are unofficial. They are not recognized by the college because college thinks that queers are not present according to college. We are not present in the college, there is no one in the college, so what's the need of queer space? Now when I told that, the ma'am was like, okay, you are asking for queer spaces, but are there any queer individuals present in the college? I'm like, ma'am, there are many. They're like, no, I don't think so. I can see someone. I can right now see only you and you. Where are others? If you can bring them right now. I'm like, ma'am, you have just given me around 5 minutes. You are saying to gather students in 5 minutes. How will I gather students in 5 minutes out of the college when that was a Saturday? Most of the students will not be present in the college. How can you expect me to bring around 40 to 50 students right now? Well, no, if you want, you bring. Yes, don't bring. But I don't think there are queers present in the college, and moreover, queers are not normal, accepted. So that's how they are treating the queer students present in the college. According to college authorities, queers are not normal. And to be honest, it's a battleground for queer individuals in the college. See, college is a place where students should feel inclusive, where students should feel safe, where students should feel like next to their particular home. But college is turning into a place where students are not feeling like a home, where students are being harassed, bullied, not only by the fellow students but also by teachers. I know few students in my particular college who has been harassed by teachers for coloring their hairs. I have been a hell lot of time pointed out by the administration that what are the nails for? Why are you having so big nails? Why are you painting the nails? What are the earrings for? Why are you wearing a earring? Why are you wearing a nose ring? What are this for? What is this? One of the time I got humiliated by a non-teaching staff for wearing baggy jeans and oversized t-shirt. That was the condition. That is the condition of the college. And that is my college. There are colleges where it is much more worse than that.
So one big problem is that teachers and the administration is actually discriminating against queer students.
The college and the teachers are not so sensitized regarding the community. Then they are holding gender sensitization classes where they are terming LGBTQIA plus community members as not normal. In one of the gender sensitization class, which was just conducted for NAC grade A, just to get a grade from the university level, they just conducted a class, they just took a picture, done. That was the main motive, to show that yes, we are conducting classes. The teachers in the slideshow termed queers as not normal. Then they used, for transgender folks, they used the pronoun he. When I said, why are you using he, you should use they, them, being gender neutral. They were like, no, he is something which we should accept it. It is patriarchy, it's a patriarchal society, you should accept it. The teachers, the female teachers are supporting patriarchy over there. And they're like, what was the feminism for? What is it? Well, patriarchy is something, we accept it. Males are everything for us. Males are the head of the family, so you have to accept it. So that was the nature, and that was the sensitization, that was the understanding of teachers, professors.
Arnab also sees a problem with intersectional discrimination at his college.
College is not only a battleground for queer people, but also from the intersectionalities of queers. For example, if you're a Dalit queer, if you're a Muslim queer, you will face much more discrimination, because if you're a Dalit queer, then what will happen is that you will not only face discrimination for being queer, but also being a backward caste from backward classes. So that's how discrimination is persistent. I'll at least say in Delhi University and in my college. I will not say about others because I don't have so much idea, because I have not experienced that.
Arnab is very vocal about this and hope to change it.
Few days ago, there was a print article over there. Even I gave my viewpoint over there in the article. Even I gave one of the topic from Zakir Hussain. I gave what was happening in Zakir. I told the print, and over there we can see that the condition of most of the colleges is similar to us. Like over there, 4 to 5 colleges, queer affirmative person has spoke up, and more or less this is quite similar. Only the difference was that in Zakir, they are going to the extremes of just trying to suspend a person and threatening us, because the college authorities at times during the session, they even threatened me that take back the memorandum or else strict actions or disciplinary actions might be taken against you. I was like, do whatever you feel. I don't care. If you want to suspend, suspend. If you're happy in that, be. But I will not take back my memorandum.
Arnab is also a part of a student society that's trying to make college a better experience for queer folks.
We try to conduct sessions. Like last day we conducted a sensitization session, a proper sensitization session. Not the one which the college authorities tried to do. We tried to do a proper sensitization session. Then we do at times do face painting sessions to just make everyone cheerful, happy. See, because college is something we should be happy, but we don't see that happiness amongst the queer students. Even I am not happy within the college, because the college is of such a sick mentality. So to make the environment a bit cheerful, at times we conduct face painting, we conduct some games around, we conduct some playful sessions. So that's how we try to cheer up our community members as well as the allies which do support us a lot. Because the way we get discrimination, we also get support equally.
Lastly, Arnab reflects on some other forms of discrimination that is happening against queer people and what needs to change.
Every other queer individuals are having talents. Okay, there is a person who is a very good artist, but that person's art is being subverted because the person is queer. Even I am an artist, I am an explorer, I am a student, I am also activist, I am also queer. That should not at all mean that okay, you are a queer, you cannot do this. That mentality should change, because it's not that you should give us a chance. We deserve a chance. Every other queer individual deserves chance equally, just like any other hetero cisgender person. Any other person. There should be this much equality that treat us equal. There is always the thinking amongst the college authorities and among, I'll not take the name, there are some person in some societies who just think that okay, since you are queer, you just can't do it. You just can't go ahead with it. You are unable to do it. You can't do the task properly. That mentality should change. Give us a chance, see whether we can do it or not. Why are you discriminating the person before you even see the work? See the work, judge them on the same basis. We are not saying that we need something external. Judge us equally. That thing should be present. And college should at least try and focus to make the college space safe for everyone. Because nowadays what is happening is that college is not being safe. It's being more of an authoritative thing, where you are not allowed to raise your voice against the discrimination which you are facing. If you will do this, you might get suspended. That's something which the college authority in the university is trying to put it in within the students, and that cannot be done and that cannot be accepted. This is a democratic place, this is a democratic institution, and if you believe in democracy, that's something which is against the democracy. Even the queer individuals have equal rights like any other individual present in the country. Being a citizen of the country, I have the fundamental rights within myself.
If you enjoyed watching that video, please like, comment, subscribe and share the video. I really appreciate you showing your love in that way. If you also want to support the channel financially, that's possible via Patreon, but really no pressure. See you next time.